Hello again and welcome back to our course on Excel 2013. It may well be that you're using a touch device to use Excel 2013. You may, as I do, use a combination of touch, keyboard and mouse when you're using Office applications. Now, to look at the detail of using touch with Excel 2013, particularly if you're new to it, we're going to have to wait until we get a little bit further on in the course, because many of the touch gestures that you can use depend on an understanding of what you're trying to do with them, and until we get to that point in the course it won't really make much sense for me to just go through all of the different touch gestures now. But I'd like to point you in the right direction on a couple of early things. And one of them is that if you want to get access to a good document to help you with the use of touch in Office 2013 in general and Excel 2013 specifically, you can access that from the Excel help. We're going to be opening Excel in a moment and looking at Excel 2013. Once it's open, you can get help by pressing the F1 key on your keyboard. There's also a link to help, which we'll see a little bit later on. And if you then search the help for the word touch, as I've done here, you will see the Office Touch Guide. And that gives you a pretty good guide to using touch with Office 2013 in general. Now, if you're used to using touch, you'll be familiar with much of this terminology. So instead of left click, it's tap. You also have features like using pinch, where you pinch fingers together, stretch, where you do the opposite of pinch. Then we have slide, swipe and the like. Now, I'm going to use those terms from time to time, particularly early on in the course when I talk about the alternative ways of doing certain things and how to do them on a touch device. But it gets really rather repetitive and rather boring if I have to say every time I do anything on the course all of the different ways of doing it. So once I've introduced one of the touch related gestures, then I'm generally not going to use it again, or at least I'll use it rarely in the rest of the course. There are, of course, many things other than the simple ones I've mentioned there. So if I go a little bit further down this document, you have things like in an Office program, if you want to customize the quick access toolbar. If you've got no idea what I'm talking about, I'll explain that later on. It tells here to do that with touch, press, hold and release any button. Now, with these various things, I'm going to come back to them when we come to the relevant point in the Excel course and look at it at least once. And then a little bit further down this document, past the areas that are general in Office 2013, there are some specific things that relate to Excel. So how to edit a cell, how to select a range of data, how to clear a cell's content. So these are specific. And then later on we have specifics for other programs in the suite, such as PowerPoint. So in the short term, if you want to get access to that document and just explain all of the basic touch gestures you're going to need, then that's a good place to start. And as I say, when we get to each of those in the course, I'll talk about the touch equivalent when I cover it using keyboard and mouse. So that's a lightning quick review of where to find information about using touch. I'll be coming back to that later on during the course. I think it's time we opened Excel and took a look at it. I'll see you in the next section.